Hey folks, it's Shawn Kimbro here. That's Tom Lagana playing guitar over there. Thanks for ringing us in, Tom. The holiday season, getting things feeling festive here. Welcome to the shop. I'm so happy that you guys stopped by tonight to join us for this fundraiser that we're doing for CCA. This is going to be so much fun. We've got so much going on tonight. Charles Rodney, the old rabbit hunter himself, is here. He's going to be leading our live auction, and we can't wait for that to happen. We've got more music coming up from Tom Lagana, and of course, Dave Sikorsky, the executive director of CCA Maryland, is going to fill us in on some items. Wait until you hear about some of these silent auction items we have. But before we get to that, let's do something even more exciting. Lindsay and Kristen are here from Angler Sports Center, and they're going to make some drinks for us. Lindsay and Kristen, welcome to the shop.
Hi. Thanks, Shawn. Hi, everyone.
You guys have been here before, so show us what you got for us tonight.
All right. Well, thanks for having us back. So we are going to make some candy cane cocktails. So what we have here, we muddled some peppermints and then rimmed the glasses with them.
Yes.
Put a little, we happen to really like these peppermints, so threw a couple extra in the bottom for a little garnish. So we're going to show you guys how we're going to make these. I'm going to get some ice. Kristen, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about the Angler's Whiskey Cellar?
I sure will. Before I get started on that, we are using Bullshine whiskey. So Bullshine actually, for each bottle that you purchase, is going to donate some of the profit to the CCA. So make sure you stop by and grab some of that from Anglers. Our Anglers Whiskey Cellar, it's a phone and email program. So pretty much for every $50 that you spend in whiskey a month, we do an allocated bottle raffle. So if we pull your ticket, you will win the chance to purchase the allocated bottle of whiskey at regular retail price, not the inflated price. So that's awesome. You'll also receive emails with any of our hard to find bottles that we get into the store. So you'll be able to be the first people that have the chance to come in.
Yep, we get some really good stuff in. I mean, we've had Pappy's, Blue Run, Old Carter. Yep. So yeah, like Kristen said, anything that we get in that's like really hard to get, we only get one bottle.
Yeah.
You can win the opportunity to purchase that.
Yep.
Okay, let's get started. So our peppermint bullshine whiskey, like Kristen said, proceeds benefit CCA.
I'm going to make the candy cane martini with Bailey's, and Lindsay is going to make it with Kahlua.
Yeah, we're going to do two different options here. Either one, I'm sure, is going to be delicious. So we're going to do 2 ounces of each. So 2 ounces of our peppermint whiskey. Here's that for you, Kristen.
Thank you.
2 ounces of Kahlua for me. Bailey's for Kristen. All right. And Bullshine has a lot of different flavors. We actually do have these variety packs in the store. The peppermint's a seasonal. We had a tasting at our Small Business Saturday event. We got to try a bunch of different flavors. They're all very good. So I think they're going to make some great cocktails. All right. Have this all mixed up here.
In the store, we also carry their 7 Roots and the straight bourbon whiskey in the sample packs, and those are on the shelves today.
The 7 Roots is really good too.
Yes.
I haven't figured out exactly what cocktail I would make with it yet, but it's really nice. It's like an herbal whiskey. Okay. My peppermints floated to the top. That's kind of nice. Yes. Cheers. Let's give these a taste. What do you think of the Bailey's? It's really good. The Kahlua is really good too. It's like a peppermint coffee drink.
Yes.
Awesome.
And just for an extra tip, if you want to take a little bit of the bite out, if you don't like your drink as strong, you can also add some heavy cream in. The to take it out and make it a little bit softer.
I can see where heavy cream would be good in this one, like a White Russian, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking it the way it is. Not gonna lie. So let's move on to something a little bit different. Move this stuff out of the way. Absolutely.
Thank you.
What are we going to do next, Kristen?
So now we're going to make an elderberry lemonade. So we're just going to use the elderberry whiskey from Bullshine, and then we're going to use Country Time lemonade. So super easy, but
Yeah.
super delicious.
Fun fact, elderberry is really good for your immune system. So it's wintertime, cold season. You can drink this elderberry whiskey and protect your immune system. Yeah. Support the CCA at the same time with your purchase. It's a win-win for everyone. Let's see, get some ice for this one. We have their straight bourbon whiskey as well in the store. So they don't just do flavors. Okay, so let's see. Clean shot glass here for that one. So give us like 2 shots of the whiskey. That's a big shot glass. Maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay, and then maybe 2 shots of the lemonade. So sort of like a half and half, maybe a little bit more lemonade. Depends how you're feeling. All right.
Go ahead and shake it on up.
Shake this up, get it nice and cold. Oops, sorry, Kristen, I shorted you there a little bit.
Of course,
I just had to make mine a little bit bigger. It was an accident, I swear. Wait. Gotta get a little garnish on there. Well,
or in there.
In there, that's fine. I think I want to squeeze mine in anyways. Okay. All right. Cheers. Cheers. Ooh, big fan of that one as well.
That's delicious.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep this one in mind for summertime too.
I'm going to keep mine in my hand.
Same here. So I think we're going to come back in a little bit to have some cocktail lessons with Shawn. But thank you guys. Thanks for supporting the CCA. Yeah. Remember, pick up some Bullshine whiskey. Stop by Anglers and see us.
All right. Thank you.
Guys.
Fantastic. Thank you all for making that.
Shawn.
I can't wait to try that. In fact, I'm going to enjoy that. While Tom Lagana, in case you guys don't know Tom, he's very frequently playing at some of the better establishments in Annapolis and the surrounding area here. He's first called for some of the symphonies in the area here. I've heard him play at the Kennedy Center and different places. Just a fantastic musician, playing jazz music and basically whatever he wants to do. I've even heard him play a little Eddie Van Halen before. So we'll let Tom play us out until we get to the next break here. And we're back. Thanks, you guys, again for tuning in. So we moved over to the comfortable side of the shop now. I got my cocktail made by Kristen and Lindsay, and cheers, you guys. This is delicious. Thank you for showing us how to do that. So I'm here with my good friend Dave Sikorsky, and you know, I know everybody out there knows Dave, but and he doesn't really need any introduction, but I can't help but bragging on him a little bit because Dave has done such a great job for us since he's been the executive director for what, 5 years now, Dave?
5 years next February.
Yeah, 5 years, and you know, it just makes me proud to see all of the accomplishments that the organization has made. We've come a long way in the last, couple of decades. I've been part of CCA Maryland for now about 17 years, believe it or not, Dave. And thank you for all the work you've done, and welcome to the shop.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
My pleasure. Thank you. Cheers. And another great group here on my koozie, Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay. Hi, Kate. Hope you're out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shawn. And I started in the volunteer ranks with this organization and have met all the great people that I still consider great friends that work in this space, our members, our sponsors. And it's not about me. I'm very fortunate to work for all of you, for our members, and to, make sure that conservation is in the forefront of the minds of the people managing our resources and what's happening in Annapolis. And I get the tremendous pleasure to travel around the state and do a lot of work through our reef ball program and working with lots of people, meeting lots of people, and proof that, I prove every day, and I'm reminded every day that shaping policy and doing hard work that is done in the decision-making arena doesn't have to be that hard if you just open your mind and talk to people and try and build bridges. And folks like Shawn that do so much to share with the fishing community are what CCA is all about. We're a community, and if we don't work together, it's going to be a tough road moving forward. Let's work together and conserve our resource. It belongs to all of us, and that is the core of what CCA is all about. So thanks for having me in the shop. I'm here quite often and getting to talk about all sorts of good stuff in fishing. We've had some great conversation leading up to going live tonight. Some great friends, thanks to Anglers. The Whiskey Cellar. I'm a proud Whiskey Cellar member. I haven't won the raffle prize yet, but I always stop by there and pick up a few bottles. In fact, the Sagamore Double Oak, Shawn's going to make a drink with in a minute. It's on the top of the list right now. So
it's delicious. Wait till you check out this drink right before the auction. We'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm going to bring up some slides and talk a little bit more about CCA and our mission-oriented work that we've done. Thanks to you, thanks to our members. This is our 26th year. And of course, it's been a very complicated 26th year. The 25th year was a complicated one, of course, for COVID, just like we've all been impacted by and been having to deal with. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about CCA's core pieces. And I said membership. The folks that I started as a member. I'm so happy to represent our membership, and that's a big piece of the CCA ecosystem, if you will. Of course, through our membership and our sponsors, we do some fundraising. We have to do fundraising, just like tonight, to do our mission-oriented work throughout the Chesapeake Bay watershed. We're proud to be part of the CCA network nationwide. Nearly every coastal state has a CCA presence working for rec anglers and our resource. And so we do that through our habitat work and our advocacy. We advocate and educate folks that need to understand the recreational fishing perspective. We need to understand our impact on the resource. And with our habitat work, it's purely putting back to the resource that we care so much about. In the Chesapeake Bay, our habitat work, supported by BCT, that first logo you see, the Building Conservation Trust, our national habitat program. We couldn't do this work without the vision of great leaders throughout our country that have built the Building Conservation Trust as a habitat program for state chapters like Maryland to tap into to be able to do a lot of our work you're going to hear about in a minute here. Also, Release Sense. Release Sense is a powerful brand we've put together to advance the science and our knowledge of our impact on fish. We don't want fish that we don't intend to take home for dinner. If we release fish, we don't want them to die. That's a waste of the resource. Fishing can be a very renewable activity, especially recreational fishing. And that's what Release Sense is all about. It's about knowledge and empowering anglers to make good decisions so we have more resources there for the future. And the fish that you intend to release, keep on going. And we're going to catch them again and again, and they're going to continue to breed and support future populations. So it's all about angler responsibility. And of course, science. The Science of Conservation is a scholarship program centered out of our national office in Houston, and a lot of our states have a history of giving scholarships. In fact, just this year, in 2021, CCA Maryland was proud to give a scholarship to Morgan State University doing a studies being done of the entire York River in Virginia, lower down in the watershed. So we're investing in Virginia in science, and what they're doing is analyzing the entire York River system and studying what it will be like if it's fully restored. What does that mean economically, ecologically? What does that mean for our community, for our culture? And so some students will be working on that through the Morgan State Pearl Lab, and we're really proud to be able to pass those funds on to that higher education program. And look out for a little bit more on that in the spring. You know, as 2020 kind of slammed the door on our work in schools, we were right on the cusp of getting to work with every single fifth grader in Calvert County had COVID not hit. And so now we're having those conversations again, and hope that will start in 2022 if we can do that safely. And ultimately, all that work will be focused on the Southern Maryland area, and the Morgan State Pearl Lab is right there in Calvert County. So they'll be a great science partner. And we have tons of other great ideas to work with them, with some exciting news coming soon about even more work with universities throughout our state. And so next slide, please. So unfortunately, I have some sad news to share. If you've seen our website, there has been a donation portal for Kevin O'Donovan. Kevin was our chairman and a great friend of conservation, and the kind of guy that would give endlessly to anybody. A great father to his daughter, Grace. He unfortunately left us way too soon this year, but left us a legacy like you wouldn't believe to work from, both in Habitat and the scholarship program. That was his idea. So I've been working with his family and friends, and watch out for something that's going to be big to truly honor Kevin and all he did. He was a mountain of a man in the years that he was here, doing great work for conservation and other people. Talking to his father, I learned a lot about Kevin and some of the stories I hadn't heard. And he said a big part of Kevin's focus and drive was always empathy, working with people and understanding where they are and realizing what they may need, and then rallying the troops to do better. That is the very core spirit of what CCA is all about, working together with your common man and woman, doing good work for a public resource. That's what Kevin embodied. So we're going to continue to work on work in his memory and to do this great work. And next slides are going to talk to you a little bit about our Habitat program, something he was such a champion of. Kevin was not only our chairman here in Maryland, but the treasurer for the Building Conservation Trust in Texas. So here's one of the maps you may have already seen if you follow our work. Here's the Chesapeake Beach Reef. This couldn't have been done without the great partners listed there. The Chesapeake Oyster Alliance was at the tip of the spear there with their great vessel, the Chesapeake Bay Foundation's vessel, the Patricia Campbell. What you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of these slides is that vessel dropping reef balls down into the water. On that vessel right there is our intern, Jocelyn Filius, who was doing some video work before going back to St. Mary's College this year to study environmental sciences. Watch out, she's going to be a big leader. So those reef balls are soaked in oyster spat, and they are now out that spot right on the western edge of the channel, accessible to a lot of folks. And there's 78 of them. The 300-pound mini bay reef balls are out there right on a nice edge, and are going to be a great fishing spot. And we couldn't have done a lot of that work without the Union Sportsmen's Alliance. So cheers to our partners there. Those guys you see in the bottom middle there are building reef balls at their Union Apprentice program. We have some great partners there in Gloucester City, New Jersey, that have built a ton of reef balls, and that's one of the partnerships that Kevin O'Donovan made for us. Next slide, please. Here's another great story in the northwest. In the top left corner is McGuire Marine's barge. This is the Magothy River. So Mike McGuire and McGuire Marine.
Northwest.
Yeah, northwest. Up is always north. So anyway, there's Mike McGuire and his team. So we built some reef balls in Cat North in Anne Arundel County in 2018 or 2019, and we had a volunteer show up. He showed up and he said, "What are you guys going to do with these?" I said, "Well, it's my goal to always try and put them as close to the local community that builds them. So let's put some reef balls out somewhere close." I said, "You guys happen to have somewhere we can store them short term?" Sure enough, Cypress Marine came in and said, "Yep, store them right here." Well, the Magothy River Association, Cypress Marine, and McGuire Construction hit the water in late January of this year with a great surprise and put down a beautiful reef that our friend Nick Garrett at Sonar Kings gave us that picture of. You can see that grid of 100 reef balls. So they were built by students in Howard County and Anne Arundel County and partners up in Harford County as well. And they're right there in the Magothy River to enjoy. And so this gives you an idea of what it looks like to put these reef balls out in the water, what they look like after some time in the water. And this reef is going to get even more exciting because of something we did in October with a great community and a great family. We're building Noah's Reef, a reef in honor of a young man who left us too soon as well. And so Noah loved the Magothy River, and we're going to continue to build reef balls to put in this area with a new permitted site. It's going to be a great shallow water perch fishing area and somewhere that Noah would have loved to fish. All right, so the Janes Island Reef. Well, if you tell me that there's a place that hasn't been getting any activity and any kind of reef activity built down there, I'm going to focus on it. And so when the red trout fishing tournament started in Crisfield, Maryland, it was to celebrate our redfish and speckled trout populations increasing and how much fun it is to catch these fish. And so we started having that fishing tournament in Crisfield, and always with an eye on investing monies raised back into the waterways. So in 2017, we actually dropped a large pipe reef at the Curtis Johns Memorial Reef. It's triangle shaped. It's right there at the jog in the state line that you can barely see on the map there above the Reef Ball Foundation logo. And so that reef got I think it was 400 tons of concrete pipe. Some volunteers really drove that home and got that reef put in the water. And ever since, I've been thinking, all right, that Janes Island reef, northeast of it, it has nothing in it. So it's time to build some 3D relief, some habitat, and a great fishing spot that thankfully is pretty close to the town of Crisfield. So small boats can go access it, and it can be a great fishing spot. So we work with some great local partners, a marine construction company out of Rumbly, and the guy in the bottom middle there is somebody I would say is the spark that created this. Another perfect CCA story. A volunteer that said, hey, I love fishing. I want to build some habitat. I have a construction company. And he heard from Captain Monty Hawkins, our dear friend at the Ocean City Reef Foundation, that there's this group in the Bay that's building reefs and doing this work, and you can help. Well, I got a phone call in 2020 in the height of the pandemic. We went and did an outside build. There's some great videos on our Living Reef Action Campaign website of the work that Brian Sheets and Straight Edge Construction kicked off. There's some other great partners, donations from U.S. Concrete Products, Acme Ceramic Tile, Danny Wynn, thank you for your work. And then also what you see there in the bottom right-hand corner are reef pyramids. Reef pyramids were donated by the Ocean City Reef Foundation and some of their great partners. And they're just a different design for 3D relief. They stack and they go overboard nice. And our great friends at No Shoes Reefs and the Reef Ball Foundation helped fund this deployment, as well as the MARI program here in Maryland, the Maryland Artificial Reef Initiative. And so we've put 2 different deployments down there at that reef. The Latin Long's on there. And all this work can be seen at ccamd.org/habitat. So this is the southeastern portion of Maryland's Bay Waters, a very diverse area. This is going to be a great fishing spot. In fact, I know Brian already reported some rockfish are on it right now, so get down there. And oh, by the way, during the live auction, you'll be able to win a trip with Captain C.L. Marshall of Tangier Sound Charters. C.L. is a multi-generational guy from this sound, his family. In fact, we were on Tangier Island earlier this fall, and he said, yeah, my dad was born here and grew up over in Saxis and was telling all these multi-generational stories. The man has Tangier Sound water in his blood, and he helped us build that reef as well. He can take you fishing with it if you bid on that trip. Awesome. All right. So that was a lot. I think we've got one more slide to talk a little bit more about habitat. Oh, this is a great project. So this is the Bill Burton Fishing Pier, the pier over the Route 50 Bridge, over the Chop Tank River, leaving Talbot County, going to Dorchester County. Folks know that those fishing piers are both on the Dorchester and Talbot County. You can walk out on the old bridge and go fishing. Well, there's some reef balls along that pier. There have been for many, many years. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation and MARI put them in place. They're covered in oysters, and they line up with the pilings on the bridge and the pier. And so I was told, we pulled up one of these reef balls to study it, to do a denitrification study. CBF did that. And Allison Colton, their fishery scientist, said there was a bit of tackle on these reefs. They're working. People are fishing around them. But hey, couldn't we do something to better inform people how to fish near them that aren't, so they don't get snagged? And I thought, well, everybody wins, except for the tackle shops. But so ultimately, this idea grew into we were able to tap some funding from all the different great partners you see there, but the National Fish Habitat Partnership. So dollars that come from our industry coming back to us to communicate through habitat. And this is a multicultural habitat outreach program. So we're communicating in English and Spanish throughout multiple reef ball builds throughout last summer. We did 4 different reef ball builds, built 80 reef balls. They will go to even further supplement the reef that's already there. And we're going to continue to do some outreach work with the Waterfront Partnership in Cambridge and also install signage on the pier. So as you now go out on the pier, both in English and Spanish, we'll have signage that includes where do you get your license, where do you get the regulations, what kind of fish you should keep, consumption advisories, other information like that, information about the heritage of the area and the importance of seafood to that region, but also tips on where to fish and how to fish the reefs and where they are. So some graphics and stuff. We also hope to have an underwater web camera installed on this bridge. And so that's in the project as well, which we will wrap up in 2022. So stand by. That's a really great one. And it also was a great place to work throughout the pandemic, outdoors with big groups. people spreading out to build a lot of reef balls there. So keep an eye out for more on that. All right, so you can support Habitat tonight. You can support Habitat anytime. You go to the CCA Maryland website. If you went to ccamd.org/live auction to get here, there's membership and donate pages there and the buttons that'll take you everywhere. Remember ccamd.org/habitat. There's going to be a lot more information coming now that we've kind of left the busy season. We're going to be reminding you of how you can help moving forward and a lot of the projects that are coming up. We've had some great volunteers come out and support our reef ball builds this year. Our great partners at Under Armour have made sure everybody goes home with a t-shirt, a CCA volunteer t-shirt. So thank you to the Under Armour folks for that. We've got a lot of great things going on, and the Living Reef Action Campaign is back to work in schools in a limited and safe way. We will be coming back as much as we can moving forward, and we're going to grow as well. Look out for another reef ball trailer to hit the road in 2022. So lots of stuff, lots of Habitat. I know.
Stuff. Dave, I'm just looking and seeing some of the comments that were on here. We've got a good crowd out there following along tonight. I see Toby Fry is there, John Rainey, Dan Kilroy, Dan from all the way down in Florida tuning in there.
Yeah.
Pat Flanagan, Allison. Allison says so much gear. She's all that gear in there. So John Rainey is applauding Tom, and I saw that Sammy wants to hear some Van Halen from Tom. So how about a little Running with the Devil next time, Tom?
Sure.
We might be able to get along with that. So we're going to take a short break here, but we'll be right back in just a few minutes. And we're going to make one more drink, and I'm going to show you that cranberry smash whiskey drink that I teased out a little bit last night. So I hope you'll watch that. And Tom's going to play for us a little bit more, and then we're right on to the rabbit hunter himself, Charles Rodney, and we're going to sell some stuff. So stay tuned, folks.
Cheers.
And we're back, and welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the CCA auction. We're getting ready to have Charles Rodney here, getting ready to start the auction. But before we do, I want to show you one of my favorite drinks for the holiday season. It's called a Cranberry Smash, and we're going to make this with Sagamore Rye. Lindsay and Kristen are here back from Anglers. Thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
They brought us this delicious bottle of rye tonight, and so Sagamore is a local company right out of Baltimore. They're making their own whiskey now, and it's delicious. It's really good stuff, and they've been doing some sponsorships with CCA, so we really appreciate their support, and we want to support them back. So let me show you this drink. It's
all right,
really
I'm excited,
awesome.
Shawn.
It's so simple. There's just really nothing to it. So we're going to start out with just 2 ounces of whiskey, and I'm going to make us all one.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
So this is a 1 ounce shot glass. I'm going to put 2 ounces.
Splashing some whiskey on me there, Shawn.
Well,
It's okay.
Why do you think it puts you in the middle?
Splash zone.
Being neat has never been one of my strong points. I will tell you that. So don't scrimp on this whiskey. 2 ounces is what you need there. This is a whiskey drink. This is a very whiskey forward drink, and that's what it's supposed to be. And the next thing we're going to go with is almost knocked off my First Light lager.
Just making all kinds of messes up here.
Some cranberry juice. Now you can get cranberry juice cocktail, and that will work fine. But I like real cranberry juice because it takes out cranberry juice cocktail has apple juice and grape juice in it. Real cranberry juice is just the good stuff. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, and we're gonna add 1 ounce.
Now, Shawn, we carry several different varieties of Sagamore at Anglers, and you specifically asked for this double oak. Can you tell us why you wanted that one specifically?
Absolutely. So I like all the brands of Sagamore, but this double oak, what makes it good is it's aged in 2 different barrels, and it's 2 different oak barrels, and I'm not sure exactly what the recipe is for that, but I think they're starting out with a charred oak barrel and then finishing with a new oak barrel. What that does is it gives it a whole lot of vanilla flavor.
Okay.
And this is a very vanilla forward whiskey, which is what makes it taste so good.
Yeah, and I can see where that would go well with the cranberry, like in this cocktail that you're making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The third ingredient is simply maple syrup. Now that's not your regular Aunt Jemima stuff. This is
not pancake syrup. Not the same
syrup.
thing.
Not the same thing. Where are you from, Lindsay?
Southern Pennsylvania.
So you know maple.
I do. Yeah, I do know the difference.
I have a feeling the way you said that.
Yeah.
You knew what was going on there. So don't be chintzy with this stuff either. Add a lot. That glass is getting full, but you can add up to a whole ounce of that. That might be a little bit too much, but. So put it in there. You want it to be it's a sweet drink. You want it to be sweet. Now, I can drink straight up Sagamore Spirit all day long, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you just want a cocktail.
I think I saw one of the comments on your post, Shawn. Someone said you could just have the rye.
Yeah, well, you can.
You definitely can.
Absolutely, and it's delicious if you just have the rye.
But you were telling us before, too, that the maple syrup is good because the cranberries are so tart.
That's right.
So it's sweet, but it balances it. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And so this is what makes it a smash. So there's a lot of ways you can smash berries. Here's my way.
All right.
Smash.
Very, very technical process there.
You can hear them pop, and that's what you want.
Very good.
Yeah, that would do it. And that's it. And then, so last night, when I put this on Facebook, I said add a rosemary sprig. And my wife sent me a message and she said, "You idiot, that's thyme."
You said rosemary earlier, and I'm looking at it, and I'm not an herb expert, but I do like to cook with fresh herbs, and I'm like, I don't think that's rosemary.
Well, obviously, I'm not an herb expert either.
I like thyme a lot, though. It sounds very nice.
The only reason for that is fragrance. And when you sniff it, you will see. I'm actually going to add one more step here, and that is just a little bit of an orange peel. And that's going to make it smell like Christmas.
Looks like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it looks like Christmas.
Yeah.
And smells like Christmas.
Man, that stuff can't be wrong.
Thank
Kristen?
you. Fun fact: the
Oh.
double oak is actually our most popular Sagamore.
Is
Is
it?
it?
Is it
Yep.
really? You guys, I bet you guys sell a lot of
We
Sagamore.
sell a lot. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sagamore is great.
Well, cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank
Thank you.
Tom, play us out.
That's awesome.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
All right. Thank you. Wait, hold on. 4 drinks should have been made, right? Oh, that's what he's up to now. All right, I'm going to get one of these cranberry crush things at the time.
I'm on it. Hey.
Sorry. I realized that this is the first time I've been in the garage and not had an old fashioned, and that was just a little bit disturbing. Sorry, right as we went live. Oh, look at this. And there's Whiskey Cellars delivers. Thank you all. Thank you, Tom, for some great tunes. We're now joined by my great friend Charles Rodney. Charles, the Rabbit Man, the Rabbit Hunter.
That's
Welcome
right.
back.
Thank you.
How you
Glad
doing?
to be back. Been doing well.
Been rabbit hunting at all this year yet?
A little bit. A couple of small hunts. The weather's kind of warm a few times, but we've been going out, getting a few. Not much, but the better hunts come later.
I'll tell you, I wake up, I live in Baltimore, right on the edge of the city, and I've told Charles, I said, man, I go out at night and I'm on the phone, there's rabbits all over my yard. I can't hunt them. But that frost the other morning, I walked out and that's what I was thinking. There's a rabbit running around. And I went, I wonder where Charles is right now. So I get the pleasure of already having a date on the calendar to go hunting with Charles, and it's a VIP perk of the job. So I'm looking forward to that.
Correct.
I
Same
think,
here.
and somebody else here tonight in this live auction will get a chance to go hunting with Charles. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, all right, welcome, Bill Pino. We see you there, buddy. Good friend down in the Comico County. I can't remember. Worcester, whatever. Good to see you. All right, everybody. So the live auction. This is if we were having banquets around the state like we normally do around the country. CCA always has a silent auction, a live auction, cocktails. We usually have oysters on the half shell and some great food and just great camaraderie. And we're really looking forward to getting back to that in 2022. We were lucky to have an event in DC in October. Charles was there auctioneering. We had a great crowd of folks having some fun. And it was awkward at first, but great to get back with people and have some fun. So we did that back in October. And this is our virtual banquet to end the year. So typically when you attend a banquet, when you come in the door, you invite your friends. And that's a big part of how we grow our membership base. People inviting people to celebrate conservation, to enjoy a nice night out, to support a nonprofit doing good work for our natural resources here and throughout our country. Well, the membership piece is what makes us be able to do our work. It's $35 for an annual membership. The second person in your household is a $10 discount. It's called an associate membership. And we have a big group of folks that are life members in CCA Maryland, and that's a $1,000 pledge. And so if you see on the live auction page, ccamd.org/live auction, we also have the membership buttons down there. And a lot of folks will go, oh, I'm a member, I get your emails. Not really. You might not be a member. It's all about Tide Magazine, our great award-winning magazine from Houston. If you aren't getting the Tide Magazine right now, 4 or 5 times through the pandemic years, something's wrong. Your membership has expired. And so we want you back. We want you back into the ranks. And it's what fuels our ability to do this work. And really through these tough times, make decisions. Because when we have volunteers in our ranks that are willing to help, we have lots of members, that the organization can continue to do this work and really focus on our mission-oriented work and not focus so much on what's happening next. So it's all about members fueling our chapters, fueling our organization. And we're here to celebrate everything that is the Chesapeake Bay. We're so fortunate to have a national treasure like the Chesapeake here, and we're here to conserve, promote, and enhance the marine resources here in the Chesapeake for the general public, everyone. That means folks that haven't even fished yet, that are getting ready to go fishing, right? We're thinking about the future, and that's what conservation is all about. Not taking too much today. We're making things better today so that what you pass on to the future is better. And that's a extreme tenet of conservation and the hunting community, the fishing community. You know that, right?
Yes, correct.
So, Charles, I've been lucky enough to hunt with you and get to know you and call you a good friend. Met you through, I think, the Congressional Sportsman's Foundation, the Maryland Sportsman's Foundation. And Charles is a guy that gives back like so many sportsmen and has given so much to CCA and taken so much time out of his schedule to help us out and not only donate hunts, but also do our auctioneering. So, hey, we're lucky to have you again here this year.
Thank you.
The year after the last time we were here. So,
Thank you.
We're getting ready to call some bids, right?
Glad to help. I try and help at least 8 or 9 different organizations in the state before the pandemic and help raise a lot of money. I mean, from the bow hunters to the fur trappers and so forth. And I'm friends with a lot of those people. I became friends with a lot of those people. When you give back, something good comes back, and it does come back to all of us. So I'm just able to help. Glad I'm able to help.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. All right, so let's get talking about these items. We have the first item up for bid. So again, we normally have our banquets. We have oysters on the half shell and a whole bunch of fun. Well, this is your opportunity to have that portion of a party brought to you. So Jason from Pirates Cove Oyster Company is doing oyster parties. So this is 300 oysters within a 2-hour drive of Easton. You can basically plug this into your holiday party, have some friends over, some family, do a backyard barbecue. Aquaculture oysters that Jason grows are grown in cages. They're clean. They're up off the bottom. They're fast growing, and they're actually edible 365 days a year. And so they're properly refrigerated, properly handled, and can come to your summertime barbecue. And so Jason will come out and shuck and tell you all about his great operation, a local business right on the Chop Tank River, growing these oysters, also a partner of the Chesapeake Oyster Alliance. So we're excited to offer this. And this is a little bit different than normal bidding. So throughout the night, what we want you to do is if you bid $500, it's a $500 donation and you get your oyster party. And so that not only supports Jason, but it also supports CCA. And so this is kind of a partnership piece. So we want to see folks, anybody that says, I bid $500 for some oysters, you're getting 300 oysters and a shucker at your party to have some fun, and they're grown right here locally. And so this isn't a traditional auction item, but I want to see some folks that are interested in the oysters, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for $500. So remember, a reminder to folks that can bid, you can text message me. You can text message me at 443-621-9186, and I think I'll have Jocelyn put up put that up on the screen so folks have it. It's also on the ccamd.org/live auction page. It tells you that if you text me, like Diane Miller just did for a $500 oyster party. So we have an oyster party from Diane Miller. Thank you, Diane. She knows how to do it. You send a text message to me and it's your bid, or you just comment on the screen. So actually, so it's 443. We'll create a banner here for you. And Diane has one. Diane's always up for a party. I remember 621-9186. So that's an oyster party that is sold. And again, some of these proceeds do support this business because that's what it's all about. It's about partnerships, and these growing aquaculture businesses are a great way to grow oysters, add to filtering the bay, adding the ecosystem services that a reef creates, especially these cages, juvenile fish, seahorses, all sorts of stuff live in these oyster cages, these oyster leases, just like a wild oyster reef. But in this case, the oysters are being put there. growing up, helping the ecosystem, being harvested, and helping the economy. So you're actually helping with the economy, helping support this growing oyster farm by bidding on here and also bidding on this or purchasing one of these parties and also supporting CCA. All right. Well, we got one for $5. And so I think anybody else who wants to get one of these, it's $500 and we can just keep them going. And we're going to put this in a silent auction as well. And so for the next day until 10 o'clock tomorrow night, people can bid on this one. And so we're going to start bidding for real on the next one. But if you want an oyster party, just type oyster party, contact me and check it out for the silent auction. Up until 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we can get some oyster parties out there with Pirates Cove. Our Baltimore chapter is actually going to have a great get-together up at Pools Island Brewing Company in White Marsh, December 14th, and Jason's going to be there shucking. So you want to try them out. We're even going to do a pre-order. So Baltimore area folks can come to our party, get a pre-order of oysters from Jason for the holidays, getting ready for its oyster season, eat them. So there we go. We got Mark having an oyster party as well. And Skip would like one. All right. So, folks, if you would like these, we see your comments and we can contact you, but you can go right to the live auction page, ccamd.org/live auction, and you can pay right there. You can check out. And if you think you might buy something else, just wait till the end of the night. We're going to keep track of this, and we're going to be in touch with you to make sure you get your party. So we're going to skip. We're going to go next. We've got 3 of these sold. This is fantastic.
Great.
Yes, you comment right on YouTube.
Great.
Yeah. And we're going to go to the next one. This is where the auctioneering starts. So, Charles, you're grabbing the helmet here, buddy. This is for. I'm going to read it. So this is Captain Greg Shute fishing right out of the Annapolis area on a great Judge 27 Chesapeake. This is a guy you can get on the boat, catch some big fish, jigging, live lining, you name it. As long as it's out of the Annapolis area, that's what this trip is for. And also you can check out a Judge yacht because Greg can sell you one. So he's also an independent sales rep for Judge Yachts. You can't ask for a better locally built boat, and just a great guy that always gives back to the fishing community and supports CCA and takes a lot of great folks on fishing trips throughout the year. I Fish MD Charters. Charles, let's take it away. How about what do we say?
4 anglers.
4 anglers and a day out of Annapolis.
Okay, let's start the bidding off. We're going to start the bidding off at $300. Anybody bid 3 with a bid 3? How about 3? Anybody bid 3 with a bid 3? Looking for 3. Anybody bid 3 with a bid 3? How about $300? $300 up to 4 anglers on this fishing trip. Anybody bid 3 with a bid 3? How about 3 with a bid 3? 3. Anybody bid 3? 3 with a bid 3. Anybody bid 3? 3. 3. How about 3? Anybody? How about 275? 275. Anybody bid 275? 275 with a bid 275. 275. How about 275? 275. I have 300 there. 300,
there
300, now 3 1/4, 3 1/4 with a bid 3 1/4. We have a bid of 300, now 3 1/4, 3 1/4 with a bid 3 1/4. How about 3 1/4? Anybody bid 3 1/4 with a bid 3 1/4? The bid is at 300, looking at 3 1/4 with a bid 3 1/4, 3 1/4. How about 3 1/4? Anybody? I have 300 there, now looking for 3 1/4, 3 1/4 with a bid 3. I have 325. How about 350? 350 with a bid 350, looking at 350 with a bid 350, 350. How about 350? The bid is at 3 1/4 with a bid 350, 350 with a bid 350. 350. Anybody bid 350 to a bid 350? 350. 350. That is dirt cheap. 350. Anybody bid 350 with a bid 350? The bid is at 3 1/4. Looking for 350 with a bid 350. 350. How about 350 to a bid 350? 350.
Well, this is also a good time to remind people. There's 2 350s. We got Kyle German, it looks like.
I have 350. Now 375. 375. 2 of them at 350. 375. 375. Anybody? One of you have to be 375. 375. 375. We have 2 people at 350. So somebody needs to go up to 375. 375. Unless both of you want to go for 350.
There's 375.
375. I have 375 now. 400. 400 would have been 400. How about 400 would have been 400? 400 would have been 400. 400. Anybody bid 400 would have been 400. 400. 400 would have been 400. 375 to bid now. 400. 400 would have been 400. Anybody bid 400 would have been 400. 400.
So I'm going to tell you, just so we've got some text coming in, and we've got some, the bidding comes in at a slight delay from when we talk to when we can see it. So you may type it, you may hit send, and we get a little frustrated. So we're going to pause and talk. There's the 400. Lord knows I can talk, so I'll jump in and slow it down if I feel like we need a delay. We generally want to wait about 20 or 30 seconds before we call the bid and make sure nothing pops up. So there's Mark for 400.
Make sure we don't miss anybody's bidding transmission.
That's right.
The last bid is 400. I'm looking for 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Anybody bid 4 1/4 with a bid 4 1/4? I have 400 now. 4 1/4. 4 1/4 with a bid 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4 with a bid 4 1/4? 4 1/4. Anybody bid 4 1/4? 4 1/4 with a bid 4 1/4. The bid is at 400. Looking at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Anybody want to bid 4 1/4 with a bid 4 1/4?
There it is.
4 1/4. 4.25 here now, 450, 450 with a bid, 450. How about 450 with a bid, 450? Looking at 450 with a bid, 450. The bid is at 4.25. Looking at 450 with a bid, 450. Asking for 450. Bid 450. Anybody bid 450? 4.25 is the bid now, 450. 450 with a bid, 450. Looking at 450. 450. I'm going to pause a second just to give you a chance to transmit in. The bid is at 4.25. Looking for 450. 450.
What do you Tom play the Jeopardy theme? I think he knows it, folks. He's on the move. Getting the guitar. All right.
4.25 is the bid. I'm looking for 450. We're gonna drop the hammer at 425. And we're gonna pause a bid. 425 is the last bid. We're gonna drop it at 425. We'll pause a bit before I drop the hammer. 425 is the last bid. We're looking for 450.
All right.
So,
thank you, Wayne Young.
425. Thank you.
All right, we're on to the next one, number 503. And it'll be up on the screen here in a second. All right, the next item. Tangier Sound Charter. So I talked about Captain C.L. Marshall, total character and a great friend. I think he's out there in Facebook land right now. How you doing, Captain C.L.? So folks, hop on board his 23-foot Mako for a half day out in Tangier Sound. Beautiful water, oyster reefs and grass and marsh humps and speckled trout and redfish. And see that giant plate of food? CL will take you over to Tangier Island, Smith Island, get a crab cake, get a piece of cake, take you all over the place for a really enjoyable experience. Like I said, he's multi-generational family there. Folks just have this water in their veins down in Tangier Sound, and it's such an amazing place. So with Captain C.L. Marshall, you can really head out there and have some fun, whether it be casting in the shallows, some bait fishing, fishing on one of the reefs that he helped build. Captain C.L. has been a writer and been involved in the sportsman world for a very long time. Now sells seafood. And so he knows all about food and has a great series of books on hunting and fishing in the region. So check them out as well. C.L. Marshall Publishing. And Tangier Sound Charters on Facebook is a great page. You can check out all the stuff that C.L. Marshall's doing. And so this is up to 3 anglers, rockfish, speckled trout, redfish, black drum, more. Throughout the entire year, you will get up with the captain and figure out the exact kind of trip you want to target. And get out there for a great day on the water. Mutually agreeable dates in the calendar for 2022. All right, and after you buy these trips, what the captain says is what happens. All right, so it's up to the captain. They're donating their time and their services for our organization, so we thank them so much. So let's get bidding here. I don't know. Let's start out at maybe 250.
250. Anybody bid 250? The bid is at 250. We'll bid 250. How about 250? We'll bid 250. 250. That's less than $100 for a piece for 3 people. Three fishermen. 250. The bid is at 250. Anybody bid 250? Would bid 250. How about 250? Would bid 250?
We have 300.
We have 300. 300. How about 3 1/4? 3 1/4 would bid 3. The bid is at 300 now. 3 1/4. 3 1/4 would bid 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Anybody bid 3 1/4? 3 1/4. The bid is at 300 now. 3 1/4. 3 1/4 would bid 3 1/4. Looking for 3 1/4. 3 1/4. How about 3 1/4? Would bid 3 1/4. 3 1/4. The bid is at 300 now.
350. Bill Pino.
350. 350 now. 375.
All right, Bill.
375. How
Bill
about
knows
375? 375. Anybody want to be 375? Would it be 375? The bid is at 350 now. 375. Would it be 375? 375. Looking for 375. Would it be 375? The bid is at 350 now. 375. Anybody want it for 375?
Well, CL just said get it to 500 and he'll cook. Folks, that is worth it.
350
That is worth it.
350 is the bid now. 375. Looking for 375.
400 from Toby Fry.
400 now. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. The bid is at 400 now. 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4? 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. 4 1/4. The bid is at 400 now. 4 1/4 with a bid? 4 1/4. I have 4 1/4 now. 450. 450 with a bid? 450. 450 with a bid? 450. 425 is the bid now. 450 with a bid? 450. How about 450 with a bid? 450. 450. How about 450 with a bid? 450. The bid is at 4 1/4 now. 450. We'll pause a little bit.
We got a text coming in. 450 on the text. Dave Crowley.
450. $475. How about $475? Anybody want for $475? The bid is at $450 now. $475 with a bid. $475.
500.
500 now. 5.5. 5.5 with a bid. 5.5. How about 5.5 with a bid? 5.5. 500 to bid now. 5.5 with a bid. 5.5. 5.5. How about 5.5 with a bid? 5.5. Anybody bid 5.5 with a bid? 5.5.
We got a couple people dancing around 500. Mike Whistle says he wants to eat, but it's going to cost you at least another $25, Mike.
I'll go 5 and a quarter.
Bill likes to eat too. I know Bill.
5.25. I had a bid at 5.25. Now 5.50. 5.50 with the bid. 5.50. How about 5.50 with the bid? 5.50 with the bid is at 5 and a quarter. Now 5.50. Looking at 5.50 with the bid. 5.50. 5.50 with the bid. 5.50. The bid is at 5 and a quarter. Now 5.50. 5.50 with the bid. 5.50. How about 5.50 with the bid? 5.50. 5.50 with the bid. 5.50. 5 and a quarter is the bid. I'll slow down a bit, give you a chance to transmit. The last bid is
550 still hungry from Mike Whistle.
550 now. 575. 575. Thank you, sir. 575 with a bid. 575. Anybody bid 575 with a bid? 575. The bid is 550 now. 575 with a bid. 550. 575 with a bid. 575. 550 is the bid now. 575. 575. 575.
I've got a little text message conversation. 550 Toby Fry. So we have two 550s.
I need a 575 to break the tie.
There you go. 575.
575. Now 600. 600 would have been 6. How about 6 would have been 6? Anybody bid 6 would have been 6. The bid is at 575. Now looking at 600 would have been 600. 600 would have been 600. 600. 600.
We got a new one. The captain says $700 gets Drum Point Market crab cakes. So that's Smith Island, a great classic place with the cakes and everything else. The Marshall family too. $700 gets you crab cakes on the trip as well. And Bill Pino wants to pay $575 if Bobby Graves brings his guitar and sings.
All right, you get all of this extra, folks. I'm asking for 600. We're gonna try to get to 7. 600. Anybody bid 6 would have bid 6. How about 6 would have bid 6? The bid is at 575. Bidding 6. Anybody bid 6 would have bid 6. How about 6 would have bid 6? Looking at 6 would have bid 6. Anybody bid 600 would have bid 600. 575 to bid now 600. 600 would have bid 600. 600. Looking at 600 would have bid 600. 600. How about 600 would have bid 600?
We have some Jeopardy music. Is that it? Is that playing? We're going to give it 10
pause
second
a bit.
pause.
We were at 575.
I need to bring Tom
Waiting
more
for
places.
6.
We got like a pocket guitar man.
All right, we're gonna run it and then we're gonna sell it. The last bid is 575. I'm looking for 600. 600. Anybody bid 600 with 600 would have been 600. How about 600 would have been 600? 600. Once. 575. Looking for 600. Twice. Any messages?
No messages.
All right, so 575. Thank
All
you.
right, Bill Pino. Check out squidnation.com. Bill Pino. Good to see you on there, buddy. Did some great trolling lures and a heck of an angler. You'll have some fun down there. All right. Number 504. Let's see what we're up to here. Nolans. So, Charles, you know a little bit about Louisiana.
A little bit. Lived there for 20-some years.
There you go. So,
But I didn't fish much.
no, rabbits. Big old mean swamp rabbits down there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So New Orleans is full of great food. If you haven't, you've eaten something Cajun inspired. So this is to go down to straight south of New Orleans, about 45 minutes. This is an easy trip. So you arrive in New Orleans, straight flight, direct flight from Baltimore. All right. Probably delayed these days, but plan for that. That's what the bar's for. So you're heading down to New Orleans Fishing, neworleansfishing.com if you want to check this out. This is a group that supports CCA throughout the country, a great lodge. They did get hit by the last hurricane, are rebuilding their lodge. There are some hardworking, resilient people are going to have it up and running by the spring. And so this is from March to December, which is the prime season to fish, depending on what you want to target down there. But fishing the marsh, fishing back in these beautiful areas, catching redfish and trout. They also have some upgrades available if you want to fly out to different islands. And again, these folks that were great and support CCA will be up and running. What you have here is 3 days and 3 boats, or a boat per day. So up to 3 anglers can be on that boat. So you can have up to 3 people, max, 3 days, 3 days of fishing. You arrive in the morning, mid-afternoon, leave here a reasonable hour, arrive there, get all settled in at the lodge, get your meal, enjoy a few drinks, sit back and relax, and get ready for fishing the next day. You fish the next day, you wrap it up right around lunch, come back for lunch, a little nap, relax, get your fish cleaned up, put some aloe on the sunburn, and get ready for the next day. And so it's just a nice, better part of the day kind of trip, and you're fed just like you can't believe. I mean, shrimp, crawfish, fish.
They're gonna feed you, believe me.
No question about it. No question about it. So if you didn't get the pork chop special or the Smith Island cake or the crab cake special with CL, you want to head down here. All right. So up to 3 people, 3 days, New Orleans fishing. Let's see what we can do. Let's we're gonna start this one off at $2,500. All right. And so these trips that you may not be ready for tonight, you might just be seeing them. If for some reason they don't sell above the area we need to get for CCA, what we're going to do is put these onto the silent auction, but this one should sell. So $2,500 is what we're looking for. Again, 3 days of fishing, and you just have to get to the lodge when you land, and then get there flight wise, and while you're fishing, all your meals are taken care of and everything. So it's just transportation getting there is all you need to add on to this. Again, 3 people, so we start off at $2,500. I see a question down there: do they do fly fishing? Of course, Toby. You take that fly rod down there and they'll show you how to get those darn redfish and chew that fly apart. So you get down there, you'll have some fun. You can see the picture might be a little small, but great bait skiffs, trolling motors, and these folks know how to really find these redfish and trout. And I'm sure you'll find some flounder and some other great fish in these marshes.
All right, the bid is at $2,500. Anybody bid $2,500? Would it be at $2,500? $2,500 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 would it be at $2,500?
$2,700 from Toby.
$2,500. $2,500. How about $2,500? 27. I have 27. Now 28. 28. Anybody bid 28? The bid is at $2,700. Now 28. 28 would it be 28? How about 28? Would it be 28? 2,800. The bid is at 27. Looking for 2,800. Would it be at 2,800? 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 2,800. They also feed you a lot of crawfish. They do have oysters, and they do have crabs down there. So I don't know if they like the Maryland crabs, but they're gonna fatten you up. You're gonna have to run around when you come back. Okay. 2,700 is the bid. I'm looking for 2,800. Would it be 2,800? 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 How about 2,800? Would it be 20? I have 2,800 now. 29. 29. Anybody be 29? Would it be 29? 29. 28 is the bid now. 29. 29. Would it be 29? 29. Would it be 29? 2,900. Anybody be 29? Would it be 29? 28 is the bid now. 29. 29. Would it be 29? 29. Looking for 29. Would it be 29? 29. 2,800 is the bid now. 29. 29. Looking at 29. Anybody want to be 29? Would it be 29? We'll hesitate a little while for a little transmission.
We'll get a little bit of Jeopardy music back. I missed the whole tryout for being a host on Jeopardy.
They're still looking.
Are they still looking?
I guess so.
Let's see how this auction goes. All right, throw in dinner at Mr. B's, and I'll add $200. Toby says 3,000.
I have 3,000. 3,000. How about 3,100? The last bid is at 3,000. Now 3,100. Would it be at 3,100? 3,100. Would it be at 3,100? 31. How about 31? Anybody want it for 31? 31. Would it be at 31? 3,100. 31. 3,000 to bid now. 3,100. 3,100. Would it be at 3,100? How about 3,100?
I have an idea. I want to hear some more Jeopardy music, but as soon as I throw down this gauntlet here, John Rainey, if you want one for 3,000, you match Toby. We'll sell them both, and we'll move on to the next item. So let me know if you want one for 3,000. Toby, you're at 3,000. You get a trip. John, you get one as well. We're going to let Tom play a little bit, make sure you all hear me, and we'll figure out if John wants one. And if not, if anybody else wants to bid in there or buy one at 3,000, we'll sell one to you too. So let's see what we got. What do you think?
Sounds great.
$1,000 a day?
Yeah.
$1,000 a day, 3 guys?
Yeah.
That's not that bad. You give a tip, a little transportation, getting down there, you eat like a king. An absolute king.
You're going to have a ton of fun.
Yeah, we're queen. Yeah, ton of fun. And I'll tell you, the lodge is a beautiful place. We've had tons of members go down there throughout different states and from Maryland as well. Always enjoyed this trip. And so they're going to rebuild back. You know, they're in the middle of construction right now. They're fishing right now. They're open. But it's the slow season for the fishing as they do the holidays and everything else. So in March is when the fishing will begin through December of next year. Wait a minute. What about dinner? What about dinner in New Orleans? All right, for $3,200, Toby, you got dinner. You got dinner in New Orleans, buddy. We got you covered. All right, folks. So that is a standing deal. We're going to put this on the instant buy on the silent auction tomorrow, or as soon as this is over. So anybody that wants a $3,000 trip, you're going to New Orleans. If you want a $3,000 trip plus dinner at Mr. B's, we'll add that too for $3,200. So we're going to add that out into the silent auction. Toby, you're going to New Orleans, or you're going to Louisiana. You're going to catch some redfish and tell me all about it. Heck, you might even have to take me. Thanks, Toby. Toby Fry's a great board member of ours from the Midshore chapter area.
All right.
Awesome. All right, next one, 505, get schooled up. So Travis Long, we talked about reef balls, and Travis is just a dedicated angler and an educator in Prince George's County at the William Schmidt Center in Brandywine, near where you're going rabbit hunting tomorrow.
I know where it is.
Yeah, beautiful place. So Travis is one of the great teachers out there shaping young minds in environmental education, doing great experiences for Prince George's County students to get outside and learn a lot of stuff. And so Travis loves to fish. Travis says, hey, I want to help CCA. What can we do? Let's build some reef balls together. So I want to say it was about 2018, 2019, we got building reef balls together. It really actually sparked us having a second reef ball trailer committed to Southern Maryland, thanks to some great partnerships and sponsors, all with Travis making a phone call and saying, hey, I want to help. I want to help in my work every day. And so we've done some reef ball builds at the Schmidt Center with Travis. He's a tremendous angler, has become a light tackle guide this year, and is doing a great job. Another Judge Yachts, fantastic platform for fishing the 26 center console. Travis has the utmost technology and is just a top-notch angler. And so you can get out there and fish with him. Middle Bay, based out of Chesapeake Beach. He'll go over a bit or around a bit, depending on the time of year and what you want to target. But tons of Spanish mackerel, rockfish, bluefish, redfish. I can't remember the number that Travis told me he caught during the 2020 redfish season. It was like 190 fish.
He caught more than anybody. You should have seen some of those fish he caught. Absolutely huge fish.
Absolutely big fish. So Shawn knows big fish. To be honest.
Hey man, I am admiring Travis on those redfish. Travis dialed them in, and there's no doubt about it. So I got nothing except praise for his ability to fish for those big
All
fish.
right.
High praise. All right, so let's see what we got here.
High praise. So let's start the bidding off at $300. Anybody bid 3 would have bid. This is up for 3 to 4 anglers. $300. 300. Anybody bid 300? 300 would have bid 300. 300. How about 300 would have bid 300? 300 would have bid 300. You can't miss this, folks. This is a great one. 300. Anybody bid 300? 300 would have bid 300. 300. How about 300? 300 would have bid 3. How about 300? 300 would have bid 300. 300 would have bid 300. 300. 300. I'm gonna wait a little minute for.
There we go. There's a 300.
I have a bid of 300. 300. Now 3 1/4. 3 1/4 would have bid 3 1/4. How about 3 1/4 would have bid 3 1/4? 3 1/4 would have bid 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Anybody want to bid 3 1/4 would have bid 3 1/4. Bid is at 300. Now 3 1/4 would have bid 3 1/4. I have 350. 350. Now 375. 375 would have bid 375. How about 375? Anybody want to bid 375 would have bid 375. Last bid is at 350. Would have bid 375. 375. How about 375? Would have bid 375. 350 is the bid. Now looking for 375. Would have bid 375. Come on in, folks. 375. 375. How about 375? I have 400. 400 now. 4 1/4. 4 1/4 would have bid 4 1/4. How about 4 1/4 would have bid 4 1/4? 4 1/4. 400 to bid now. 4 1/4 would have bid 4 1/4. Would have bid 4 1/4.
I got a 450.
450, 475, 475. How about 475? The bid is at 450 now. 475 would have bid 475. 475. How about 475? Anybody want it for 475? 475 now. 475. The bid is at 450. Looking for 475. 475. Anybody want it for 475? I'm gonna slow it down at 450. Give you a little time. 450 is the last bid. Looking for 475.
475.
475. 470 now. 5. Anybody want it for 5 would have bid 5. Anybody bid 5 would have bid 500. 500 would have bid 500. The bid is at 475 now. 500. 500 would have bid 500. How about 500 would have bid 500? 475 is the bid now. 500 would have bid 500. How about 500 would have bid 500? I'll slow it down a tad. Last bid is at 475, seeking 500.
Oh, look at the text coming in. Larry Pendleton. Just 3 dots.
475 is the last bid. Looking for 500. 500.
All right, we got 500.
500.
Larry Pendleton.
500. Now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter with a bid? 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter with a bid? 5 and a quarter. 500 to bid. Now 5 and a quarter. Looking for 5 and a quarter with a bid. 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter with a bid? 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter? I'm looking for 5. I have 500. Now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. We have 5 and a quarter now. 550. 550 with a bid. 550. How about 550 with a bid? 550. 5 and a quarter is the bid now. 550. 550 with a bid. 550. 550. How about 550 with a bid? 550. Looking for 550. Anybody want for 550? 550. I'm gonna slow it down and then I'm gonna drop the hammer. Give you time. We're at 525. We're looking for 550.
All right, 525 right now.
All right.
Oh, we got 550. Thank you, Skip.
550. How about 575? The last bid is at 550. Now 575. Looking at 575 with a bid 575. How about 575 with a bid 575? How about 575? Anybody want for 575?
We got a 550 on the text.
550 is the bid, the current bid, so they need to be 575.
I'm letting them know.
I have 575. Now 600. Looking for 6. 6. Anybody want to be 6 with a bid 6? 575 is the bid now. 600. 600 with a bid 600. How about 600 with a bid 600? Anybody want for 600 with a bid 600? I'll slow it down a bit. Give you time. Last bid is 575. Looking for 6.
Oh, Larry, you're a little behind. Hold on, we got an active bidder. I'm telling him you need 6. Larry, you need
600.
6.
We're at 575, sir. You need to be 600. 600. I'm looking for 600.
I'm going to tell him stop being cheap and just jump 50 at a time. Yeah, I'll wink.
I'll take a big number. He can give me a big number.
Charles says he'll take a big number, Larry. We'll get a wheelbarrow and come to your house and pick up all the money.
1,500. It doesn't matter to me. It all goes to the organization, and it's for a very good cause.
Hey, you probably fish a reef or 2 that we built right in that area, and I've got another one in mind.
Okay, we're gonna take it on home.
Oh, we got 600 from Larry.
600. The last bid is 600. 600. I'm seeking 625. How about 625 with a bid 625? 600 to bid now. 625 with a bid 625. Anybody want to be 625 with a bid 625? 625. 625. Looking at 625. The bid is at 600. Looking at 625.
We've got Larry Pendleton on the phone. 600.
600. Looking for 625. Once at 600.
625.
625. Now 650. 650. How about 650? Anybody want to be 650 with a bid 650? 650 with a bid 650. How about 650 with a bid 650? The last bid is 6 and a quarter. 650. 650. 650. 650.
Larry's
650.
texting. Larry's texting.
650. We got a text coming in. Let's see what it says. Probably going to be a big number, about 2-3 grand.
He said the delay is way long. Thank you, Larry. That's helpful. We're doing our best to keep up with it. We've got the Jeopardy music. We've got Sagamore and Bullshine and Cranberries and Time. And
625 is the last bid. Seeking 650. Did the text come in? No text.
Nope. Larry, you're not in the lead. Let me make sure he knows it. 650 from Larry.
650. Now 675. 675 would have been 675. How about 675 would have been 675? The bid is at 650. Looking for 675. 675. Anybody want to be 675? 675. 675. 675. Going once. At 650. I'll hesitate a bit. Twice at 650. Anybody want to jump in? I'm going to drop the hammer. Sold. 650. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry Pendleton. All right.
Ray. Great bid.
Great bidding. Great bidding. All right. Number 506 is up next. Thank you, Larry. And folks, if Again, my number's at the bottom if you want to text, if you feel like the delays. I think what happens is from when we talk to when you all hear it is probably about 30 seconds, maybe a bit longer. So we're going to continue to work on that. It's probably a little bit different depending on your connectivity, your internet, that kind of thing. And YouTube and Facebook might be a little different. So again, the text message is the backup. We'll see how quick Verizon is. Thank you to Larry for bidding on that one. Next up, all right, so 506 crabbing right out of here, right out of Shipping Creek off Kent Island, out into Eastern Bay. This area is fantastic crabbing, fantastic trot lining. I am unfortunately allergic to these wonderful creatures, so I can't eat them, but I appreciate the heck out of it as a native Marylander. And Michael Mitch is a gentleman that I met rabbit hunting with you last year.
Mm-hmm. Great guy.
Yeah, so we did some rabbit hunting, and he immediately heard about the message of CCA and said, I'm going to help. And so donated this trip way back in January. We're happy to have it now. And so you're going to hop aboard his beautiful 32-foot boat, beautiful setup, bay dead rise style, and go trot lining and out there and enjoy yourself. It's up to, he said, anywhere from 2 to 4 people is what makes sense on this. You'll lay a 2,000-foot trot line and spend the day. Bring some snacks, some drinks, enjoy yourselves, and cruise around on a beautiful summer day, catching great crabs. And so all the details are up there on the screen, and you catch some crabs and have a great big crab feast with Michael Mitch. So, heck, what's a darn bushel of crabs cost anymore? Like I said, I can't buy them, so I don't even know.
$300-$400.
So there you go.
Hey, Dave, can I say something here?
Yeah.
So Michael doesn't know I know him. But the reason I know him is because I watch out of Shipping Creek probably 75% of the time that I go fishing, and I see him out there, and he is always on the crabs. And he might not have told you, but he's also a hell of a fisherman. And so this is the kind of people we need to support out here. Watermen working hard for the bay, bringing in seafood. They're harvesting seafood. We all love seafood. That's why we're in it for a lot of us. And this is a good one. Get this one, folks.
Catch you up.
Well, Michael became a friend. I met him through a fellow that works for DNR, and he wanted to go rabbit hunting with me, and he did. He didn't even have a gun. He was using a borrowed gun. And last year we were hunting, Dave and I and Michael and a couple of other people out near Denton, and the rabbits was running. And they got to talking and exchanging. Everybody knows everybody. And he said, I'll offer up a crabbing trip. And he did. Michael has become so interested in rabbit hunting, he went over to Anglers and spent a bunch of money. For you guys who hunt, know those Benellis do not come cheap. And so he's going to get his chance to go back rabbit hunting and see if he can hit a rabbit other than shoot and hit dirt and bushes. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful fella, and you're going to have fun and you're going to enjoy him because he's a consummate host. I've had dinner at his wonderful home. So let's sell this crabbing trip. We're going to start at $300. Anybody bid three would have bid three. How about three would have bid three? We built Michael up enough. Y'all going to be looking for Moses or somebody. It'll just be Michael, not Moses. Okay.
500 gets Moses.
Wait, is that how it grabs? Is the trot line part Shipping Creek? We just don't know it. I think we got a bid there.
He might try. $300, folks. $300. How about 300? Bushel of crab, what I understand, was going for more than that this summer.
Well, let's not even talk about gas prices.
So, 300. Anybody bid three would have bid three. How about three would have bid three? I have 350 there. 350 now. 375. 375. Anybody bid 375 would have bid 375. 350 is my bid now. 375. 375. Anybody want to bid 375 would have bid 375. 375. I have 400. 400 now. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter would have bid 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter would have bid 4 and a quarter? 400 to bid now. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter would have bid 4 and a quarter? 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. Let's slow it down and give y'all a chance to catch up.
So bushels of crabs last year, I'm just told, were around $250, probably for number ones. There you go, $450 from Mike Whistle.
I have $450. How about $500, folks? Anybody bid 500? 500 would have bid 500. 500 would have bid 500. 450 is the bid now. 500. 500 with a bid. 500. How about 500 with a bid? 500. 500. Looking at 500 with a bid. 500. Anybody bid 500 with a bid? 500. 450 is the bid now. 500 with a bid. 500. Anybody want to go 500 with a bid? 500. 500. We're gonna slow it down a bit. Give you a chance to transmit. 450 is the last bid. Seeking 500 or more.
There you go. There's a 500. And I'll tell you, you were talking about Louisiana crabs, and I'll tell you, a lot of the crabs eaten in Maryland normally are Louisiana crabs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I haven't always been allergic. And as a native Marylander, I know our crabs are the best.
Okay.
They taste the best, especially out of this area.
They do.
You can't beat Eastern Bay. You can't beat Wye River. There's something
All right,
about those waters.
The last bid is 500. Seeking 550. Anybody want to be 550 with a bid? 550, 550 with a bid, 550. The last bid is 500 now. 550 with a bid, 550, 550 with a bid, 550, 550. Anybody want to go 550? 500 is the bid now. 550 with a bid, 550. How about 550 with a bid, 550? 550. Anybody want to be 550 with a bid, 550, 550 with a bid, 550? 550. 550. Anybody want to be 550, 550 with a bid, 550?
No text messages on this one.
550. I'll take 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter? Anybody want to be 5 and a quarter with a bid? 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a quarter with a bid? 5 and a quarter. The bid is 500 now. 5 and a quarter with a bid. 5 and a quarter. 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 No more messages. Going once at 500. I'll wait a bit. Twice at 500. Looking at 5 for 5 and a quarter. So, $500.
All right.
Thank you very much.
New York.
That's it. Tom's coming to every auction with us. The Jeopardy music. All right, folks. We got number 507. Well, I can't describe this, but I'll start to, and then Charles can take it from there. As I said, I've been very fortunate to hunt with Charles and hunt with a lot of great leaders throughout the sportsman community that, you know, I'm glad to call mutual friends with Charles. And, you know, there's nothing like a pack of dogs heading out into the field to try and chase rabbits. And Charles, tell us what it's all about. Tell us about how this is such an important passion of yours and that great pack of dogs you got.
Well, I've been doing this for 60 plus years. I'm 71. I've been doing it since I've been 8 years old in Louisiana. And I moved here, married a lady from here. And this year we've been September 49 years. She is not an outdoor person, but she supports me in all of the crazy things I do. She won't even come outside and say hello to the 2 new dogs, but she supports me. I am very passionate about this. I take it serious. When you go out with me, you're going to have fun. Either you can watch the dogs work, you can watch me work, you can shoot, you can miss. You will remember the shots that you missed, but you're going to have fun. This hunt would be for the winner, the auction winner, and 2 guests. I'll bring one of my hunting buddies with you to help you out. We will be hunting with my pack of beagles. I have 4 veterans from past years, and I have 2 rookies. Hank, Blue, Sam, Buckshot, are the strong ones. They're the veterans. They will find a rabbit, and they will run him, and they will bring him back to the gun. And I have Sammy and Shorty. They came up from Louisiana in February. So they're learning, they're hot. They're going to be really hot in about 2 years. But they are ready. And the hunt, we put the dogs on the ground about 8:30 when it's still damp so they can scent. And the hunt goes about 4 hours, about midday. And if there are rabbits there, we're going to get them. Last year on the hunt for this organization, we got 15. And we had a good time. The auction winner of that hunt got 8. Don't tell Paul Pedito at DNR that, but he got 8. But in the group, we can get more than that, okay? But you will have fun. I guarantee it. You can bet your last dollar because you're going to be hunting with me. If you've seen the videos, I'm on a lot of videos on YouTube. I've written over 100 articles A lot of people have been in the articles, including Michael Mitch for Better Beagling magazines, and people call me all the time. And this probably will be my last auction rabbit hunt. I have one for Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation and one for the Boy Scouts of Baltimore, but I won't be doing any more auction hunts because my knees are sending me a message, but I can still do it, and I'll probably outwalk most of the guys at 25 or 30. So you're going to have some fun, and I'll give you safety instructions as we go. When you get ready, I think the hunt would be best if we can go right after Christmas to the end of January. And that's a good time because February I stay booked with some of the same people for the last 10 or 12 years. So those Saturdays, President's Day, and a bunch of other days have been taken. They've been taken for the last 12 years. Not trying to cheat anybody. I'm just trying to be fair with you. But if I need to go into February, I will. I'll work it out for this organization. But let's try and see if we can go right after Christmas, somewhere in January. You pick the day, you tell Dave, and he'll contact me. And if it's a doable, we'll put it on the calendar. All right, enough of that. And if you can't shoot, that's all right. We'll kill them for you, and I'll even clean them. I'll clean them, and I'll give you some recipes on how to cook them. But you can cook them all kinds of ways, okay? All right, we're going to start this off at $1,000. Anybody bid 1,000 would have bid 1,000. How about 1,000 would have bid 1,000? Looking for 1,000. How about $1,000? Anybody bid 1,000 would have bid 1,000. 1,000. How about 1,000 would have been 1,000? Anybody want it for $1,000? $1,000. Somebody got to start. $1,000. It's worthy, folks. It's for this organization. You're gonna have fun. 1,000. How about 1,000? Anybody bid 1,000? Would have been 1,000. You got anything left?
Not yet. Not yet.
1,000. How about 1,000? Anybody bid 1,000? Would have been 1,000. How about 1,000? Would have been 1,000. How about 900? 900. Anybody bid 900? 900. How about 900? Can't go any lower than that, folks. How about 900? Would have been 900. 900. How about 900? How about 900? Didn't you have a left bid?
I'm texting the one interested bidder, trying to get him going.
900. How about 900?
We got 1,000 from Harrison.
I have 1,000. 1,000. How about 1,100? 1,100 would have been 1,100. 1,100 would have been 1,100. Bid is at 1,000. Now 1,100. 1,100 would have been 1,100. 1,100. 1,100. How about 1,100 would have been 1,100? Anybody bid 1,100 would have been 1,100. 1,000 would be now 1,100. 1,100 would have been 1,100. 1,100. How about 1,100 would have been 1,100?
1,100.
1,100. Now 1,200. 1,200. 1,200 would have been 1,200. 1,200 would have been 1,200. 1,200. How about 1,200 would have been 1,200? 1,100 would be now 1,200. 1,200 would have been 12. 12. Anybody bid 12 would have been 12. 12. Anybody bid 12 would have been 12. 1,100 would be now 1,100. 1,100 to be now 1,200. 1,200 would have been 1,200. 1,200 would have been 1,200. Anybody want it for 1,200? 1,200 would have been 1,200. 1,200. 1,200. Anybody bid 1,200? 1,200 would have been 1,200.
1,200. Harrison.
1,200. 1,200 now. 1,200 now. 13. 13 would have been 13. 13. How about 1,300 would have been 1,300? Anybody want it for 1,300? 1,300 would have been 1,300. 13. How about 13? 13 would have been 13. 13. 1,300. 1,300. Anybody bid 13? 13 would have been 13. 1,200 to be now 13. 13. Let's slow it down a bit.
Yep.
The last bid is at 1,200. We're looking for 13.
Yep, we're at 1,200 with Harrison. I've got somebody else texting it.
That's 13.
I got 1,500 from Harrison on the text message.
1,500. We're going to jump to 1,600. Last bid is at 1,500. We're going to 1,600, folks. 16. How about 16 would have been 16? 16 would have been 16. 16. Anybody bid 16 would have been 16. 16 would have been 16. And when you pick your days, folks, pick 2 days. Pick a day on 1 week and then try and pick one about 7 or 10 days later, just in case there's bad weather or we have you might have a family emergency. So we can I'll always try to entertain the first day, and then we can fall back on the second day. Okay?
All right.
Bad weather. 15 was the last bid. 16 is the bid. I have 16 now. 17. 17. 17. And 16 is the bid now. 1,700. Anybody bid 17? 1,700 would have bid 1,700. 1,700 would have bid 17. 17 would have bid 17. 17 would have bid 17. Anybody want it for 17 would have bid 17. 16 to bid now 17. I'll slow it down.
So, Charles, I have a gentleman texting asking if it can be December 24th or December 26th.
The 26th. Christmas is on
Saturday.
Saturday. We don't hunt on Sunday.
So,
it can be the 27th.
All right. So, I'm going to tell him that answer is no for that. No for
Till
that
the
one.
27th.
But the
That'll be a Monday. And the gun you probably should use,
we
would
got
be a 20.
1700.
I have 1700. The gun you should probably use, which would be best, would be a 20 gauge, 28. And if you think you're real good and you're Daniel Boone, bring a 410.
Hell yeah.
Try to stay away from the 16s and the 12. They're kind of big. They tear the rabbit up if you're going to eat them up. Okay, the last bid,
1800.
I have 1800. We are looking for 1900. The last bid is 1800. 19. Anybody bid 19? Would have bid 19? How about 19? Would have bid 19? 19. 19. Anybody bid 19? Would have bid 19? 19. The last bid is 1800. 19. Now 19. Anybody want to bid 19? Would have bid 19? How about 19? Would have bid 19?
1850 from Harrison.
1850. We'll take that. That's still money in the bank. 1850. Now 1900. 1900. How about 1900? 1900 would have been 19. The last bid is 1850. We're looking for 1900. 1900. 1900. Anybody want it for 1900? Would have been 1900. 1900. 1900. 1850 is the last bid. I'll slow it down. We're seeking 1900. I have 1900. 2000, folks. Seeking 2000. The last bid is 1900. Would it be a 2000? Anybody bid 2? Would it be a 2? How about 2? Would it be a 2? Last bid is 1900. 2000. Anybody want to be 2000? Would it be a 2000? How about 2000? Would it be a 2000? 2000. 1900. The last bid. Now 2000. Anybody want to be 2000?
Somebody's texting.
Somebody's coming
We
in.
got a 2000. 2000. Woo! From Skip.
2000. 2100. Anybody want to be 2100? 2100 would it be a 2100? How about 2100? 21 would it be a 21? 21. How about 21? Last bid is 2000 now 2100. Yes, sir.
So everybody, we're at 2000. So Toby Fry has a burning question. He's asking the chat and he's texting me. He wants to know the story. He wants you to tell a story and that'll let the bidding catch up. How about that?
Say what?
He wants you to tell a story. He said he heard a rumor that you broke 3,000. Jocelyn, can you put the comment up to the top there? It says, ask him about the rumor. I heard that Charles had been at Schaefer's Sporting Clays shooting 300 rounds at the rabbit post. Ask Charles what that's about. Uh-oh, the rumor might be real.
No, the rumor's not real. I went up to Sporting Clays at Glendale, and I could hit those rabbit targets, but I never shot 300. Okay, somebody's passing a quick one on about me. That's not a true story there. And in rabbit hunting, I do my share of missing too. Okay.
So we're at 2,100 with Mark, and
2,100 is the last bid. So Toby, good talking to you on text. I haven't seen you in a while, but no, that's not a true story. There's a lot of good stuff about me, but there's a lot of bad stuff about me. Not bad stuff, but misinformation.
I'll say if it's bad, it's definitely not true.
No. So 2,100 is the last bid. We're looking for 2,200. Anybody want to be 22? 22. How about 22? Would it be 22? Anybody want it for 22? Would it be 22?
That's how much you went for last year.
Last year went for 22.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's beat last year.
So we're looking for 22. I'm gonna pause a bit, give you a chance to think. Any transmission?
So so Skip is asking if I can confirm December 27th, and let me make sure that I'm right that is a Monday.
Yeah, Christmas is on Saturday.
Yep. So Monday, December 27th is what Skip wants, and if so, he's at 22.
He can, if he gets the bid and gives you the date, we can put it on the calendar.
There you go, Skip. Sounds like we're good at 2,200. You're in the lead.
All right, we have 2,200 now. 23. 23 would it be a 23? How about 23? Would it be a 23? 23 would it be a 23? How about 23? Would it be a 23? And if you win the bid, whoever wins the bid, always pick a backup deal. Like I said, 7 to 8 days later,
yep.
Just in case. 22 is the bid. Looking for 23. 23. How about 23 with a bid? 23. Anybody want to
23 from Mark.
I have 23. 23 now. 24. 24 with a bid. 24. How about 24 with a bid? 24. Anybody bid 24 with a bid? 24. Anybody bid 24? 24. 23 is the bid now. 24. 24 with a bid. 24. I'm gonna slow it down a bit. We're at 23. Looking for 24.
Toby says, I'm not a rabbit hunter, but I think just a day with Charles is easily worth $2,500. Too many people have hunted with this legend.
I
He would use
appreciate
he would use a 28 gauge.
I appreciate it. I get calls from all over the country. People want to go. I say, there are a lot of other rabbit hunters other than me. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just blessed that all of these things have happened to me and I'm able to take so many people out. I think if I count the people I've taken in the last few people in the last 15 to 20 years, the number would be probably well over 200. And many of these people are big game hunters who go all over the world. I'm taking a fella hunting for Congressional Sportsman's Foundation. He won their bid, and he told me he can't go in January because he's going to Uganda.
Wow.
To hunt something for about 15 days. I don't know what they're, something big, bigger than a rabbit. But when all of these big game hunters come out and they come to hunt rabbit, they say, man, I didn't know how much fun this stuff was.
Yes.
And I want to do it again, and so forth. So
We're at 2,400.
2,400.
Skip on the phone.
Looking for 25. 25. Anybody want to be 25? 25 would it be 25? How about 25 would it be 25? 24 is the bid now. 25. 25. Looking at 25 would it be 25? Anybody want to be 25? Would it be 25? 25. 25. Looking at 25 would it be 25? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause a minute and then we'll see. And we'll drop the hammer. We're at 24.
We're at 24 with Skip on the
24.
phone. And that's the guy hunting on the 27th of December. And we'll pick a backup date as well.
And Skip, if you win the bid, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna check my calendar, my book, and I'm gonna mark it in, and that'll be your day. If there's a problem, we'll go with the next day.
24 is where we are.
Anybody want to be
25.
I have 25.
Can I get just a glass of
25. Looking for 26. 26. How about 26?
Sean,
Anybody
Diane
want to be
wants,
26?
Diane wants to know what cocktail's being shaken in the background. That's my cocktail, Diane. I made a request for the cranberry Sagamore double O.
26. Looking for 26.
26 from Skip on the phone.
26. Now 27. 27. Want to be 27. 27. Want to be at 27. 27. Want to be at 27. 27. And my dogs do not chase deer, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, they do not chase deer. 27. 26 is the bid. 26 is the bid. Looking for 27. 27. How about 27? Anybody want to be 27? Want to be 27? 27. I have 26 now. 27. 26 is the bid. 27. Anybody want to be 27? I'm going to pause a bit.
Sorry.
Give you time to
27.
think. 27. Now 28. 28 would be 28. How about 28 would be 28? Anybody be 28 would be 28? Anybody be 28? 28. 27 to bid now. 28. Looking at 28 would be 28. 28. 28. This is serious stuff, folks. I'm gonna pause again. We're at 27.
Sorry.
2,800 on the phone.
28. No, 29. 29 would have been 29. How about 29 would have been 29? Looking at 29 would have been 29. 29. Anybody want to be 29 would have been 29. I'll pause again at 29. I'm looking. 28's the bid. Looking for 29. I'll pause there for a moment. 28's the last bid.
29 for Mark.
What? 29.
All right.
Looking at 3,000. I have 29. 3,000. Anybody want to be 3,000? 3,000 would have been 3,000. 3,000. How about 3,000? I hope all my dogs don't get leg cramps on that day. I'm gonna have to give you your money back, unless I have to give you some rabbit out of the freezer.
I'm sitting here going, I might come and chef oysters on the tailgate or cook you breakfast or something.
We have to do something.
Yeah, do
Or
a dance.
I'll have to move out of the state. One of the two.
I'm going to go buy some rabbits and release them.
Something. We have to do something. Time on the string. 20. we're at 29.
29
Always.
with Mark.
29 is here. We're looking for 3,000. Anybody want to be 3,000? 3,000 want to be 3,000? 3,000? 3,000? Anybody want to be 3,000? 3,000. I'm going to pause again. 3,000.
That's a lot of reef balls. That's a lot of kids learning about the environment.
That's right.
A lot of people going
Hey,
fishing.
folks, I went out and made reef balls one day down in Dunkirk. It was a lot of fun. It's interesting. Down at Kelly Electric. A couple of summers ago. All right, the last bid is 2,900. We're looking for 3,000. Anybody want to go for 3,000? Ones at 29, looking for 3,000. Twice?
3,000.
3,000. 3,000.
Skip, you're in the lead.
3,000. 3,100. How about 3,100? Would it be 3,100? 3,100. How about 3,100? Would it be 3,100? 3,100. 3,100. Anybody want to be 3,100? 31. Let's pause again at 3,000, seeking 3,100.
Toby says for 3,200 he'll buy you lunch at Johnny's Tavern in East Newmarket. The best cheeseburger in the county. He's right. Jocelyn and I were moving reef balls this summer and had a great dinner with Toby there. There we go. 3,100 from Mark. And so Skip, it's balls in your court.
3,100. How about 32? Looking for 32. 3,100 is the bid now. 32. 32. Anybody want to be 32? 32. 32. I'll pause again. We're at 31. Looking for 32.
All right. So Diane says, tell Tom he should be playing Elmer Fudd's Rabbit Song. That's not Elmer Fudd. There's 32 from the phone.
We have 32. 32. Now 33. 33. Anybody want to be 33? 33. How about 33? 32 is the bid now. 33. You did say 32, right?
3,200 from Skip.
32. Now 33. 33. How about 33?
That's it.
33. Want to be 33? 33. 32 is the bid now. 33. Want to be 33? Anybody be 33? 33. Let's pause again. We'll be going until 1 o'clock. That's all right.
33 from Mark.
33. Now 34. 34. How about 34? Would it be 34? 34. 34. 34. I'm going to run them tomorrow. We hunting tomorrow in Brandywine, and we hunting Saturday in St. Mary's County.
34 from Skip.
34. I'm going to put test their endurance. I usually don't do back-to-back, but these are two special friends that I'm going to do back-to-back. 34 is the last bid. Now 35. 35. How about 35? Would it be at 35? Anybody be at 35? Would it be at 35? 34 is the bid. Now 35. 35. Would it be at 35? 35. 35. Let's pause a second. 34 is the bid. Looking for 35. 35.
34 on the phone with Skip. Not Chip, Skip. How you doing, Chip Heaps? Glad you're watching along.
34 is the bid. Looking for 35.
Uh-oh, Mark has turned to texting now. Mark says 3,500.
35. 35. 36. How about 36? 35 the bid now. 36. Anybody want it for 36? Would it be at 36? 36. I just love these bidding wars, folks. 36. Looking for 36. 35. 35 is the bid. 36. 36. 36. 36.
Whistle.
36. Anybody want to be 36? The last bid is 35. Now 36. Want to be at 36? We'll pause a minute. I'm going to get me a sip of water.
Mark is in first, 35. 36 from Skip. We got a battle.
Awesome.
I think Skip and Mark need to buy some Beagles.
36 to bid now. 37. 37. How about 37? Would it be at 37? 37. Would it be at 37? 37. How about 37? Would it be at 37? Anybody want to be 37? The bid is at 36. Now 37. 3,700. Looking for 3,700. The bid is at 36. Now 3,700. 3,700 would have been 3,700. 3,700. I'll pause again. 36 to bid. Looking for 37.
Letting Mark know. Skip is aware. Skip is in the lead.
36 is the bid. Looking for 37.
He's out. Mark is out. I think we can call it for Skip.
Okay, there might be a sleeper. It might be a sleeper. Somebody's been laying on that money all year. They haven't spent it for 2 years. Now is the time. Tonight you can spend it right here. 36 is the last bid. Anybody want it for 37? Going once at 36.
Labella. Skip Labella.
Twice at 36. And sold at 36. Thank you, folks. Thank all of you folks for participating. And again, thank you. It all goes to this organization. I don't get a penny of it, and that's the way it is. If you watch my Winchester video, I say on the video, I do not charge anybody a penny for anything. A lot of people call me and say, "Oh, you an outfit all guide?" I say, no. I'm just a passionate person about rabbit hunting. Rabbit hunting is all I do. I don't hunt nothing else. Okay. We'll make it a good day for you folks.
That's right.
All
Next
right.
one. All right. Costa Rica. So Costa Rica is open. They have all the necessary safety protocols in place to travel, get tested, all that stuff. The folks at Nosara Paradise Lodge have been great supporters of CCA for years. In fact, it's hard to see because it's actually cut off a little bit. There's a picture of Matt Baden, longtime Annapolis chapter volunteer, holding a giant snapper that he caught down there. He's been down twice with friends and family to enjoy Nosara's. It's kind of the sleepy portion of Costa Rica up north. And this lodge is great. You get a 2-bedroom house. This is perfect for 2 couples or folks that are willing to share a room. You get 2-bedroom house and 3 half days of fishing on a 27-foot boat. The boat there pictured there. So you got like rooster fishing, the snapper, dorado, sailfish. Just a beautiful country and a beautiful place. And you can add on adventures to this trip as well. But it's a week in Costa Rica. The explanation is right there. 8 days, 7 nights, 4 people, lodging, and you just enjoy 3 half days of fishing. So that's included. And so we're going to get this one started. And this one again, also, if this is one that you want, but you're not ready to bid on tonight, it is going to go into the silent auction after tonight. But let's get some bidding going on this trip to Costa Rica. Where are we going to start this one, Charles?
$3,200.
That sounds good. $3,200. You have to get to the lodge, all right? So that's on you, expense-wise. Otherwise, everything's listed right there. And there's some, again, it's just set in a perfect, at the edge of the jungle, right on the beach, surfing area, jungle explorations, 4-wheel drive tours, but fishing is already included. 3 half days of fishing, that's perfect. Enjoy a half a day, come back to the beach, cook up your catch, have a drink, relax in a hammock, just do it up, get out to Costa Rica, enjoy yourself with Nosara Paradise Adventures. So 3,200 is where we're starting. Anybody interested? Mark?
3,200. Hey, let's bid at 3,200. 32. Anybody bid 3,200? 32 would have bid 32. How about 32 would have bid 32? Anybody bid 32 would have bid 32. How about 32 would have bid 32?
There we
I
go.
have 32.
Woo,
Now
Lisa.
33.
Lisa.
33 would have bid 33. 32 is the bid. Now 33. Looking at 33 would have bid 33. How about 33 would have bid 33? 33. Great trip, folks. 3,300. Anybody bid 33? 33 would have bid 33. The bid is at 32. Now 33. 33 would have been 33. Anybody bid 33 would have been 33. 33 would have been 33. Anybody bid 33 would have been 33. 33. Looking at 33 would have been 33. I have 3,300. I have 33. Now 34. 34 would have been 34. 34 would have been 34. Anybody bid 34 would have been 34. How about 34 would have been 34. 33. 34. 34 now 35. 35 would have been 35. How about 35 would have been 35. 34 is the bid now 35 would have been 35. How about 35 would have been 30? I have 30. 35 now 36. 36 would have been 36. How about 36? It would have been 36. 36 would have been 36. 36. 36. 35 to bid now 36 would have been 36. Anybody bid 36 would have been 36. 36. Anybody bid 36 would have been 36. The bid is at 35 now 36 would have been 36. 36. I'm going to pause a bit, give you all a chance like we did before. The bid is at 35. Looking for 36.
All right, Susie.
I have 36. 36. She said, don't pause. She said, don't pause. She's ready to roll. So we're going to keep moving. 37. The bid is at 36. Now 37. 37. Anybody want to be 37? I want to be 37. I'm going to pause a bit. 37. The bid is at 36. Looking for 37.
So Susie Filius is actually Jocelyn's mom and has Vintage by the Bay in Deal, a great little shop that sells some CCA products to support CCA.
Okay.
So yet another great example of a local business, local community giving back. And we're so happy to have Jocelyn on board at CCA when she's not in college. So in fact, Susie is having an event this weekend. So folks, Anne Arundel County area, head down to Deal, Vintage by the Bay. They have all sorts of great stuff, refinished furniture, a great little shop there, and they're selling CCA products to help us. So they have a big sale this weekend. So check that out. That's what Susie's all about.
Okay. 3600. Looking for 37. 37. How about 37? It would have been 37. 37. It would have been 37. Anybody be 37? It would have been 37. 37. 37. The bid is at 36. Now 37 would have been 37. 37 would have been 37. 37 would have been 37. 37. We'll pause. Good time. Anything come in?
Very little survey.
The bid is at 36. We're looking for 37. 37. Anybody want to be 37? It would have been 37. 37. I'm going to drop the hammer in a minute. 37. 37. Anybody want to be 37? 37.
I want to know if she's taking Jocelyn.
Oh, I'm going.
37. Ones at 36. Looking for 37. Twice at 36. Looking for 37. We'll pause a bit. Somebody might have went and made a sandwich.
I will say that cranberry definitely goes very well with Sagamore Double Oak.
All right, we're going to drop the hammer at 3,600. So, thank you.
All right, thank you to Susie. And guys, check out Vintage by the Bay. I know there's a link there in the comments right now. So thank you very much, Susie, for supporting CCA, not only tonight, but throughout the year by selling products. Watch out in 2022. We're going to get some more stuff out there with all our local friends, like anglers and all these great stores and companies that support us locally. We're all in it together, and we all love our Chesapeake Bay, and so let's work together for conservation. All right, so this is the last auction item.
Let me say something
Yes, sir.
to the person wanting the rabbit hunt.
Yep.
At some point, Dave will send me your contact information, and I'll give you some tips on dress, like briar pants. You have to have, the state requires you to have some orange on. I have orange caps that I will bring. But I'll tell you how to dress appropriate because they are briars, okay? And try not to come out there with blue jeans because you're going to be picking briars out of your legs for the next 2 weeks. So you'll need some briar pants, some coveralls or overalls, Carhartt, something that will repel the briars. But he'll send me your contact information. I'll send you a little short list on how to prepare because we want you to have fun. We don't want you to go back crying and sitting in the truck.
That's right. And Skip, like I said, we'll cook some breakfast on the tailgate, chuck some oysters, whatever you want. We'll get out there and have a good time and chase those rabbits with that great pack of dogs. All right,
and teasing does come, as you can tell, teasing does come with it, okay? Particularly when you miss a close rabbit.
That's right. But shells are cheap.
That's right.
Right?
And
There's
I have plenty.
There's
there are no scared
shells.
shells in the woods. I have plenty.
All right. So this is our last trip with Captain Tom Weaver out of Annapolis, the Eastport pirate himself. Captain Weaver he was a world famous sailor, sailed the world, has a boat company, but is also a top-notch angler. As you can see some of the kids on the boat there. Great with kids, great with anybody. Fly fishing, light tackle, right out of Eastport. And so very simple to hop on the boat and enjoy an afternoon, enjoy a morning out on the water, then get back to work and get back to your regular life. And so Captain Weaver will get you on the fish. Has a great network of friends, rockfish, Spanish mackerel, bluefish, redfish, coming out of the Annapolis area. So head on out of the Republic of Eastport and hop on board with Tom and have some fun. So I don't know. What do you say? We start this at 300?
300. Anybody bid 300, 300 with a bid 300, 300. How about 300 with a bid 300? This is the last item, folks. If you didn't spend any money, now is the time to spend it right now. 300, because you can't take it with you. 300. How about 300? 300 with a bid 300, 300 with a bid 300, 300 with a bid 300, 300. How about 300? Anybody want a 300, 300 with a bid 300, 300, 300. I have 300 there now. 350, 350 with a bid 350, 350 with a bid 350. 300 to bid now. 350, 350 with a bid 350, 350. How about 350 with a bid 350? 350, 350. Anybody want it for 350? I have 325. We'll take that 325 now. 350, 350. The bid 350. The bid is at 3
400.
400. I have 400 now. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter? The bid is at 400 now. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter? Last item, folks. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter with a bid. 4 and a quarter. 400 to bid now. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter with a bid? 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter with a bid. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. Anybody want it for 4 and a quarter with a bid? 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. How about 4 and a quarter with a bid? 4 and a quarter. The bid is at 400. 4 and a quarter. Let's pause for a second or two.
Nope, we got 2 4 and a quarters. Kim is up. All right, Kim, you're in first place. 425.
Next person needs to be 450.
Got a 450.
450. Now 475. 475. Somebody to be 475 with a bid 475. Last bid is at 450. Now 475 with a bid 475. 475 with a bid 475. 450 is the bid now. 475. Anybody bid 475? 475. We'll pause a second at 450.
I've got 2 at 450, but the leader right now is Allison Colton at 450.
Next person need to be 475. The second one to break the tie. 500. I have 500.
Andy at 500.
500.
Captain Weaver just texted me. He said, we're going to throw in a cook your catch at Boatyard Bar and Grill.
What?
Right down the street in Annapolis.
What?
So Boatyard Bar and Grill, top notch food in
So
Eastport,
good.
Annapolis. Amazing.
So good.
In fact, I get to go there in 2 weeks to have a little meeting because the Boatyard Bar and Grill tournament might be coming back in 2022. So get ready for a party in May 1st, opening day.
Okay.
It's coming, but cook your catch at Boatyard Bar and Grill, not including the Bloody Marys or the booze, is what Tom says.
You
And
heard it, folks. I have 525. Somebody just bid 5 and a quarter. 550. Looking for 550. The last bid is 5 and a quarter. Now 550 would have bid 550. Anybody bid 550 would have bid 550. Last bid is 5 and a quarter. Now 550. 550 would have bid 550. How about 550 would have bid 550? 550. Anybody want to be 550? The last bid is at 500. Now 550 would have been 550. 550. We'll pause at 525 for a moment.
We got 550.
550.
Allison.
We have 550. 575, folks. 575. Anybody want to be 575 with a bid? 575. 575 with a bid. 575. The bid is at 550. Now 575. 575. Anybody want to be 575? 575. 575. The last bid is at 550. Now 575.
Allison at 550.
550. Take a moment.
All right, and we know that YouTube is lagging. Thank you.
575 should be the next bid. We're at 550.
All right, I'm letting somebody know that active bidder let them know at 550.
550. All right, let's move on. Anybody want it for 575? 575. The bid is at 550. Looking at 575 with a bid 575. 575. Anybody bid 575 with a bid 575? 575. Looking at 575 with a bid 575. Last bid is at 550. Now 575. 575.
We're at 550, Allison.
On once, I'm gonna drop the hammer. You're gonna hate yourself in the morning. 550 is the bid. Going once at 550.
That's like
Twice at 550. Anybody?
no. I think Allison wins at 550.
So 550.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Colden. All right, from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. All right, folks, so that's the last live auction item. Thank you so much for sticking with us for 2 hours. Great music, great support. And again, you heard what we've talked about what CCA is all about. It's about community. It's about coming together to take care of something that's more important than all of us individually, right? This is something we care about more than anything else if you're near the Chesapeake Bay. It's in our blood in Maryland. Crabs and fish and oysters and just the outdoors. You couldn't ask for anything better than our national treasure. We work hard to take care of it. We work hard because of you. And so we want you to go to our website. If you go right to the live auction page, that's where you check out if you purchase something. If you'd like to send a check, that's perfectly fine as well. You can do a donation pledge, and that just notifies us that you're on top of stuff. If not, we'll be in touch with you. Anybody that bought a trip will receive communication tomorrow morning, so you know exactly what to do for the next steps. Charles, I'm supposed to tell you that Skip is bringing some Louisiana boys to hunt with you with rabbits. All right, so we're going to have some fun with that. We're definitely going to have a little tailgate party if you want to. We need some, like, Zydeco music or something in the field. What do you think? I don't know, something.
I got a couple of CDs in the truck.
There you go. We'll have a party.
I'm
We'll have a
booked.
party. All right, so yeah, Tom can't do that. But all right, so the point is, you see our sticker, right? The CCA, Join CCA striped bass sticker. When you see that around, that's a CCA member. And that's what we want you to do, is join. Join and maintain that membership. It expires after a year if you purchase a 1 year. But sign up everybody in the household. And so also on our live action auction page, you can renew, you can sign up, you can upgrade your membership. Life membership and even more. We have some great prizes for our life members. So go on over there and support us there if you can. And again, become part of CCA. Very soon you're going to start seeing a lot of information go out about local get-togethers, some cocktail parties, some happy hours, some things that we feel safe doing together to talk about 2022. Figure out what's next for 2022, all right? That's how we do things. We do things through our local chapters, coming together as committees to steer the ship. We want local influence from all over the state to tell CCA Maryland, to tell me what we're doing on a state level to make sure we represent you in Annapolis, represent you up and down the coast, conserve our species for the future, but also enjoy them. Conserve, promote, and enhance. It's all about being mindful of the future, being mindful of our own impact, and that working together we can do much greater than if we're divided. All right, so join CCA, renew, donate, do whatever you can, and stand by and look out for more ways that you can help us. So thank you very much. Thank you to Charles,
You're welcome.
Shawn,
man.
Diane. Diane got her oyster party. Come on. There it is. Last year I lost Diane's pizza party check, but we got the oyster party check. Thank you to Kristen and Lindsay from Anglers. From Whiskey Cellars. Thank you to Jocelyn for your hard work throughout the year for CCA, doing a great job while studying very hard at St. Mary's College. Thank you to Tom for your great entertainment, both at our event in DC and here tonight. So stand by for a lot more coming from CCA that we couldn't do without our gracious and fantastic supporters that come together for events like this throughout our country. Thank you very much, and we give thanks to all of you. Happy holidays.
Cheers!